The biggest lesson that I have learned that I want to share with you guys is to never go into a different country expecting to change them, but look at the country, look at the people, and allow them to change you. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke and this is Simply Radical. So today I wanted to talk about something very near and dear to my heart, which is the country of Haiti, and just give a little bit of backstory behind how I got associated with it, how long I've been going, and a little bit about the people of Haiti. In 2013, I was called to go to Haiti at the age of 16. And for me, I had no idea what that meant. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew my church was taking a team there, and I took a little step of faith and I decided to go. So we flew in December of 2013 and I was just amazed. I was a 16-year-old and the only other country I had ever been to was Canada, which I'm not even sure if that counts as going out of the US because, you know, it's our neighbor country. So loved it, but whenever I stepped off the plane to go to Haiti, I was just in the biggest culture shock of my life. The sights, the smells, the people, the craziness. For people who have been to Haiti, you know right when you get out of the airport, it's like, go, go, go. You have to have a plan. But from moment one, I fell in love with it. I loved it. I loved the craziness. I loved the people. But still, yeah, I had no idea what I was getting into. So I loved that trip. For me as a 16-year-old, I hate to say it, but it was definitely a kind of like a feel-good trip. I felt really good about myself. I was really excited to meet the people and make a difference. But for me, it was more of a learning lesson for myself, and I really hate to say that, but I'm gonna be honest. Once I left there, I knew I had to go back. I just absolutely fell in love with the country, and the organization that we go through is called Destiny Village, which I mentioned last vlog. So I just fell in love with the kids there, and I had this perspective that I thought was great, and I knew that I just had to go back. I insert a couple pictures from my trip here. I was such a baby, and I have really great experiences on that first trip, and I actually learned a lot. And I came back very grateful for the things that I had, but I really didn't dive deep and get to know the people there very well. I just took it for what it was, and I learned my lessons, and I went home after a week. So the next year came and I was invited again. So 2014, I was invited back, and I was like, absolutely. And so I bought my ticket. I was so excited, and then it wasn't where I needed to be with God, and I went ahead and took that trip for selfish reasons. The trip was about to roll around, and then I started praying, and God was just like, I want you home this year. And for whatever reason it was, I listened. I still have no clue why I stayed home. Maybe a learning lesson, maybe to actually just, you know, pray about things like that and pray about trips. And what's so cool is there was this one girl who had been praying about going that year, but she missed her opportunity. So she actually got my place. She got my ticket. So God knows. God knows. I know that she really needed that trip, and she still loves Haiti very much. So I didn't go in 2014. 2015 came around. I got invited. I took the opportunity. I was stoked. I learned a lot that year. But a new perspective was given to me, and that actually happens every year when I go to Haiti. It's so amazing what I learn from the country, from the people, the lessons. It just has made me into a completely different person than I was at the start of all this. So I went 2015, and I actually stayed there into the crossover of a new year. So 2015, 2016, I was there. I loved it, and again, that was just a week. But that trip, I really sat back and I was like, man, I never want to pity these people's lives. Like, I remember that trip, we went into this lady's house and it was like a hut. And she was so proud of her house. She was so proud. She was like, come on in. And she was like sweeping the dirt floor, like trying to make it presentable for us to see it. And there is just, I understand that there's a lot of hurt, a lot of poverty there. And oh my goodness, Haiti has been through a lot. It sent me back when that lady was so stoked about me coming to her house, and she was so proud. She was so proud to show it. So that year, I took away from that trip not to pity anyone's life, not to think that, oh, my life is better, or, oh, these poor people, which I feel like we do a lot. And I always use the analogy, what if one of the Kardashians came into my house, which I love my house, well, my parents' house, I'm proud of this house, and they're like, oh, it's a different class, it's a different experience, it's different people, it's different lives. I sat back after that trip and I was like, who am I? Who am I to pity? Not even pity, well, yeah, pity, I know it sounds really bad, but to just be like, oh, those poor people over there. Like, no, if you've ever traveled to a different country that might be financially not the best, there's joy about them. Like, they're not consumed by money. Despite their situations, despite what's happened in their life, they're very joyful. So definitely learn that from them. I mean, I would just hate for some millionaire to come into my house and pity me. And it's kind of the same thing. Like, I'm middle class, and I know that this sounds really bad, but that's the lesson that I learned that trip. So I came home after a week. It was great. I loved it. I knew I wanted to go back again. I got invited to go back January of 2017, and I took that opportunity, and I loved it, and I realized that this is something that I want to do more long term, if given the opportunity. So I went back that year, and I loved it. I loved spending time with Destiny Village kids, getting to know everyone a little bit better, getting to see different sites in their country, getting to know the people there a little better, and all that good stuff. And so we came home after a week, and it was great. It felt fun. Then I was invited to go back that following summer, so the summer of 2017, to stay for a month and just help out. So I took it and I loved it, and I just got to be like a little nanny while the missionaries flip-flopped back and forth and traveled back to California. And it was incredible. I mean, I learned a lot. I went with one of my best friends. Her name is Tristan. And we definitely learned and got pushed a lot. But for me, that trip was just we're on summer break. We got to play with them a lot. We didn't have a lot of responsibilities. We were just there, have fun with the kids in Destiny Village. I was there for a month and we stayed in the village, and you can watch my vlogs that are on my channel already about that trip. So that was the trip of 2017. And then I got invited to go back again when the missionaries wanted to go back to California, but this time for 2 months. And this time I would be subbing in as a English teacher. And so I went and I loved it, and I went for 2 months from April to June. I got to finish out the school year with the kids, and it was fantastic, and I learned a lot. That year I wanted to vlog. I had so many experiences and so many lessons that I learned that I kind of wanted to keep it intimately between me and God, just because growing me so much, I want it to be just a personal experience between him and I. So I came back and completely changed. I mean, my mindset has changed. I value my parents more because I had a lot of time with the kids, and I realized that I probably acted some of the way that they did, and I just needed to apologize to them. And it was just incredible. This past April was truly life-changing. It was just myself and then my friend Brooke. She came the last couple weeks of the trip. Yeah, I'm going back in about 4 weeks. And I will just be there for a month and a half and just helping out Destiny Village when the missionaries go home, or not home. Destiny Village is their home. When the missionaries go back to California for a little bit to spend time with their family. So I'm really excited to see what God does there. But now I want to talk a little bit about Haiti. So the people there are amazing, and they definitely have a lot of perspective to give. they're just so joyful. But Haiti's been given a very unfortunate hand of cards. They've been through a lot. They get hit with some hurricanes, earthquakes. In January of 2010, there was a very big earthquake that hit Haiti. It had a magnitude of 7, and it affected over 3 million people, and I believe 230,000 people had passed. So absolutely tragic. The whole entire country was just devastated. So much loss. I can't even begin to imagine the loss that they faced. So that was in 2010, and the first year that I went was 2013. So 3 years after the earthquake was the first time I went to Haiti, and although it had been 3 years, the country was still, not in the best shape. And one of my favorite things to witness is just how far Haiti has come. And even stepping off the plane into the airport, you can just sense such a difference. And just the turnaround that they have been able to do on their own by standing together. And yes, there's a lot of people that come in and out of Haiti and helping them and bringing supplies, and I'm not degrading that by any means. But the unity that I have witnessed in their country through overcoming the trials that they face is simply amazing. So I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to see what else happens. And I've really enjoyed learning about their history and about their culture and why they're here now. And just trying to help any way I can. And it's been absolutely amazing to be a part of their change. Get to witness their change. And really the biggest lesson that I have learned that I want to share with you guys is to never go into a different country expecting to change them. But look at the country, look at the people, and allow them to change you. So this is just a little bit about my trips, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I just appreciate everyone who has tuned in, and I'll be seeing you guys next week. All right, bye.